Yo, 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 you already know who it is. It's your boy, Mr. Iameddiejackson, and we are back in the den, and this is episode 16. Wow. I'll say it again for those. There's a statistic out there that most podcasts don't even survive 10 episodes. So the fact that we're here today at episode 16 is just a crazy blessing, man. I'm appreciative of the support. I try to say every episode. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys for watching, tuning in, listening, giving feedback. I mean, all that stuff is great. Like, that's the type of stuff we need to grow. Y'all know what it is, great people, great community, great conversations equal longevity. And you already know that's what we stand on. Tonight's guest, just found this out today. He's a Texas native. Makes me think he's a Vince Young fan.
Yeah.
He's a Texas native. Been here in Columbus, Ohio, recently.
I moved here when I was like 5.
Okay, moved here when he was 5.
Yeah.
Lead videographer for Pickerington North, the Panthers.
Go Panthers.
Here in Pickerington, Ohio. Panthers are rivals to Pick Central.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Pick Central, so this is going to be a great conversation.
Yep.
I would love to get Kai's experience and just kind of his feedback on the whole back and forth with the beef, the in-city beef that we got going on. But Kai is a videographer. He's probably just one of the dudes I feel like is just quiet and just not really like he not gonna be like all in your face, but man, when I say you see his work, you think like, this kid has been shooting for at least 10, 12 years. I'm excited to have him on. We got Cai Watts.
Yo.
Yeah. What's going on, family?
Fun. Bro, it's good. We're just chilling.
Yes, sir, man. We got you in the den. First we
the
had
den.
Marshall. Now we got Kai.
Yo.
And if y'all remember, Marshall gave a lot of flowers to Kai on his episode.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He spoke very highly of you, and it was like so highly of you, and because I see him in a certain light, I was like, you know what? It's only right? And so, I'm glad we were able to make it happen. How's your week been, man?
Bro, it's been good. It's been pretty chill. Haven't really shot anything. Next week though, we got the combine. Combine.
Yes. Yeah. Combine, is that the 11th?
Tuesday. Yes,
Tuesday.
the 11th. Wait.
No. Tuesday is the 7th.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so the 7th we got the Pick North Combine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got you approved too.
Are
you
you
want to come down? Yeah. So.
You gonna tell me the good news on the show?
Of course.
My
Had to wait.
My dog, I appreciate it. So yeah, if y'all tap in Tuesday, I'm gonna be with Kai, rocking out at Pick North.
5:45 a.m.
5:45 a.m. Good God. There's a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
But bet I'll be there. Kai, man, I'm very interested in your story. So you say you from Texas?
Yeah. So I'm from Texas. And I don't know, Texas is different. I started playing sports when I was like 2, 3, and then we moved over here, and then like it's just not the same type of competition. You know how Texas is. Like their high schools are like 6K, 6,000 people. So then I moved over here, and then like I kind of got bored for a little bit of like sports because it just wasn't that competitive. Until I got to, like,
hold on, slow down. You moved here at 5?
Yeah, 5.
Okay, you moved here at 5, and you moved straight to Pickerington, or okay?
Yeah, straight to Pickerington.
And you were already like doing sports.
Yeah,
by the age of 5.
Yeah, and
That's
when
crazy.
you have an older brother too, it's like rivalry. You want to beat him all the time.
Right.
And everything.
Yep.
So.
What sports did you play?
In Texas, it was primarily baseball and football.
Okay.
But yeah,
Texas is a big football state.
huge football
I mean,
state.
almost just as big as Ohio.
Yeah, if not bigger.
If not bigger,
If not
But
bigger.
I'm not gonna say they bigger than Ohio.
Yeah.
We the biggest. But Texas is definitely known for their football. Texas. I'm not big on baseball.
They're nuts at baseball. Texas
are?
is crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. What position you play?
In what? In football?
Football.
I was a safety. So it was pretty interesting.
I'm trying to look at you and
Yeah.
see if I see safety, man.
I was a little bit bigger when I was little. I started running
right.
and then I lost so much weight
Dope.
comparatively. But yeah.
You come up here, you get tired of sports, and then what? What was next for Kai once you started hitting like junior high, high school?
Well, junior high, I wanted to play basketball. Well, yeah, because my older brother did, and then I didn't make the team. So I started running, and I was terrible. And then I got good. I got really good at running. And then I got hurt this summer, and I know my brother and Marshall and Macy, they were all really tight. And I just picked up a camera. So then in this off season, I just started recording.
That's literally how it started?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I got hurt, so.
So you
We're
got
back,
hurt
though. We're back.
playing running track?
Yeah, running track. I pulled my hamstring off of my growth plate.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, what was you running?
5K at that time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How many laps is a 5K around the track? Because
hold on. It's 13.
Oh.
No, 12 and a half. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Right.
But we did it in the woods. So you weren't counting the laps. Because cross country's on grass. Yeah.
So you didn't do just normal track. You did literally long distance cross country.
That's what's in the fall, and then track is in the spring.
What's the biggest difference between is it just the long distance versus short distance?
Yeah, kind of. So track, the longest event in the 2 mile is the 2 mile in high school, and then cross country, everyone was the 5K. So you can't be like a 100-meter guy and run cross country.
Gotcha. And 100 meters. All these terms. That's like.
So you know how
new.
there's like the straight, the curve, the straight, the curve. It's just one straight.
Oh, okay.
That's 100 meters.
Oh, 100 meters. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that what they call the 100-yard dash?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you was a runner and then just picked up a camera.
Yep. It was pretty cool.
And you was telling me about your first camera. What was the first camera?
A ZV-E10.
Okay,
Sony ZV-E10.
10.
Yeah.
And I guess what was kind of the inspiration behind it, man? What was kind of the inspiration behind you wanting to pick up a camera? I mean, that just sounds like, go from sports instantly to picking up a camera. Is it because you had friends that did it? Or?
Yeah, it was a little bit of friends, but it's also like it's cool. Like, you scroll on Instagram, what are you going to see? Pictures and videos. Like, it's everywhere. Everywhere is pictures and videos. So it was just like, inspiration. Caden, Marshall, Macy.
And Caden, that's your brother, right?
Yeah, that's my brother.
And he does video.
Yeah.
Talk about your brother and how some of his experiences have kind of helped you and mold you to be in the videographer you are.
Yeah. So me, Caden, Marshall, and Macy have all gone through this class called Multimedia at Pickerington North. It's a satellite campus for the Eastland Career Center. And Caden, Marshall, and Macy have all won states in video production. And I watched them do that. And then, so I was like, okay, I got to do that. And he graduated, so I just hopped on the team with Marshall. We just won states in video production like last month.
Congrats.
So, yeah, that's pretty
major.
tough. And then, so I just watched him do all this stuff, like grow. His in between junior and senior year, he got a job as a photographer for like a landscaping company.
Okay.
Now he just got a job to be one of the creatives for the Ohio State Buckeyes football team.
Hey,
so,
OH.
Yep, IO.
Yes, sir.
So it's just like a lot of growing. He's helped me with so much stuff.
That's crazy.
Like every time
you
I have
a good outlet like him.
Yeah.
Because not everybody can say that, right? And then the fact that he's like almost like setting the the stones for you to easily walk in his path. That's dope that he gets to work for O State.
Yeah, that's tough.
And get those experiences. When it comes down to style, how did you learn to adapt your style? Because you come from this sports background, you pick up a camera, your brother, and I feel like your work don't look like anybody else's. You have a very unique look to it. What made you pick your style?
So, I talk to the players a lot. So I'm in high school, and I like walk in the hallways with these guys, and they like kind of help me know what they like, and then I try to go off that. But when I first started, a lot of my stuff was like, it had a little bit edited, but I didn't know where to edit it. Like, if that makes sense. There was like some like cool designs, but it didn't make sense for where it was. And then I got like better, and then I over edited everything because I was like, oh, I can do this now. Let me just add as many effects as possible. And then I like settled on this like middle ground where it's like, okay, here's my story. Then here's some cool features I'm gonna put on top of it. So it's not just story. So like the people that don't care, like, they're like, yo, like, how did you do that? That's tough, you know? So
So you learned early, it seems like, to compartmentalize certain effects and things to tailor the story. Instead of just allowing it to be all effects.
Yeah.
No, I get you on that.
That was
because sometimes that can take away from
the story.
I think a lot of people, when you think of hype mixes and these mixtapes that we be creating, for these sports, what makes Kai say this is a hype mix versus this is I'm telling a story, or are you always trying to tell a story?
I mean, I think I always am, because if it's a player hype mix, I'm gonna like tell a story of the player, like even if they don't talk. Like LJ Foster, I made one for him, and he talked the entire time, and that one was pretty cool. But then I also made one for, what's his name, the quarterback at Westerville Central. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, I made one for him, and it was like he didn't talk at all. It was just like boom, boom, boom. This is how hype I am. This is my energy. This is who I am. This is how I'm a leader to the team. So, and then like some cool stuff. Like I had one where he like zoomed through his visor into him like ripping his jersey, which was sick.
Yeah,
so it's
sick.
like yeah. So it's a little bit of both, but the difference I would say is like how it comes across. Normally when it's just a hype, I'm gonna use like Lil Wayne, Chief Keef, Drake, people like that. And like if it's a story, I might use like just straight beats or Meek Mill sometimes. Like,
somebody that tells a story.
Words.
Somebody that
so,
in their words while they're rapping, they are telling you a story that almost paints the same picture of what I'm trying to get across. Got you. I mean, that makes sense. I think, when it comes down to storytelling and when it comes down to doing these mixes, I think audio is crazy important. You can't tell a story without having a narrative, right? Like there has to be some type of narrative to the story. That's why most of the time you have a narrator, that's telling the story or explaining what's going on screen. When you reach out to a lot of students, I know you go to school with a lot of them, and I'm sure you just connected in that circle, right? Because everybody nowadays got social media and whatnot, and it's almost like you build these different pockets of friends at different schools that How is that process when it comes down to you trying to separate yourself from being friend to doing business with these athletes?
Yeah, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard.
I'm sure it is.
I'm like, yo, this is the price. Like, it's $4 a picture, and then they're like, I see them in history class. So it's like, it like kind of helps me, because if you don't send me that $4, like, I'm gonna see you. So it's not like you can't like run. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it's just hard. So I've had to like work a lot. My mom and dad have helped me a lot. And I've just had to like tell them like, Like, this is a business.
Yeah.
So, like, when you're asking something from Flicks by CW, you're not asking something from Cai Watts, because Flicks by CW is my business.
Yeah. Is it an LLC?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're about to.
About to go ahead and lock it in.
Yep.
That's good, bro. That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's good to have that you got parental guidance,
Mm-hmm.
to kind of navigate you, because one thing I feel like, and I'll be easy with my words.
Yeah.
I feel like student athletes, and when you look at, let's just take the whole picture. Let's start at college. You got NIL.
Yep.
Got all these different things, right? Name, image, likeness.
Mm-hmm.
I believe pretty soon that same thing will be happening in high school. Right?
Yeah, probably.
And a lot of these kids already walk with clout. For one, high schoolers are very immature. They don't, even if the maturest high schooler is still immature. Why? Because he hasn't gone through enough life to really understand, like, okay, this is what I should do, this is how I should move.
Mm-hmm.
But you start seeing, like, a lot of these kids, like, I was doing a shoot today with Pick Central.
Yeah.
And there's a kid on their team named Miles Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
And kid, seems cool, but he was just like, at the end he was like, man, you ain't text me, or I should have shot you a text or something like that. And it just really dawned on me, like, these kids really are privileged. They really feel like they deserve. Just because you go to Ohio State or you getting recruited by these places.
Yeah.
And then the truth of the matter is, when they go there, they're not bringing you with them.
Mm-hmm.
That school already got all their people.
Yeah.
They school got everything that you need. They ain't gonna hit you up. It seems like, as a student athlete, the whole goal is to try to get as much as you can for free. And then, it's crazy because I've had people tell me, well, they in high school, bro. You shouldn't charge them X, Y, and Z. How do you feel about that, bro? Because, I mean, you in high school, you there with these guys. You know what I mean? Like, is it really that entitled feeling, or is it, what is it? Because as a 34-year-old business owner, when I come in, I don't have no friendship ties with nobody. So everything I do is strictly business or for the love. You know what I mean? Like, either doing it because I just really like what you got going on, or I'm doing it to make money, right?
Yeah.
And to give you a great product. And it seems like when you come with that mentality, that's when athletes start to push away.
Yeah, definitely.
Why? And maybe that's a question for an athlete.
I think it's all social media. Like, no hate on anything, but when, like, certain leagues push out MVPs, and then, like, the MVP is to, like, they get posted on their Instagram and stuff, which is going to give them, like, 50 followers. Everyone is playing selfishly, type of thing. And I think that mentality comes into everything. Like, it's very entitled.
Break that down. Like, you said they're playing selfishly. What does that mean?
Yeah, so, like, they're playing, like, for themselves. If you kind of notice, like, nothing is really a team game anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all like, how can I get on 270? How can I do this? And then, it's very entitled. So you'll see someone with, like, 14 offers, and they're like, oh, give it to me, I have 14 offers. It's like, all right, but my camera costs $4,000.
Exactly.
So,
I feel like we operate from two different logics, right? Like, as a creator, we step back and we say, bro, the SD card I'm shooting you with is $500.
Yeah.
You want to pay me $10?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and it's like,
and I'm not saying that they're responsible for the full cost of your stuff, right? I mean, half the time, most of us creators have already made all our money back that we didn't spend on it. But it's still the fact of the matter, because now if you come into me, it's not just about gear these days.
Yeah.
It's about skill. It's about clout. You know how many people come to me and be like, oh, you got a blue check mark. I want you to do my stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the reason I have a blue check mark, it's not because I wanted one. I don't pay for it. I had to get it. I did work for the NFL. For me to post that on my social media, Instagram required me to be verified.
Yep.
Just because of the clientele I'm working with.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I have the blue check. But a lot of people see that, and I realize it gets to their head.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, I'm not famous.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
And yeah, and not even that. Like, I'm not trying to hate on like you or anyone specifically, but like, I know so many people that don't have the blue check that are making so much better content than the people that do
I
have a blue
agree.
check.
I
So,
agree. I don't
yeah.
think. I think once a lot of athletes, especially starting in high school, because this is the thing, y'all gonna go to the college. You're gonna. The goal is to get an NIL deal.
Yep.
What y'all could be doing is utilizing your creatives that you have access to at the small amount of fee that they charging. Because once you get to college, and I know you got the bag, there is no discounts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care because you're Marvin Harrison or because you're this or because you're that. Like, that don't move my business. I'm a person that has to take care of a family.
Yep.
I have to pay bills. I have to do stuff on my own, right? Just like anybody else.
See, I kind of agree with that, but if Marvin Harrison Jr. wants to hit me up, I'll do it for free. You know, but I don't have to pay. I don't have to pay for family. I don't have a house or anything like that, so it's a little bit different.
So you're dealing with different people that have different lifestyles, right? Like me, I have a lot to consider, right? Somebody that's in high school, of course.
Yeah.
And check this out. Don't take it as in, like, I don't care if Marvin Harrison hit me up.
Yeah.
Like, that's big, right? Like, just went to the league. Like, it was a big name in Ohio State, broke all type records. Like, it's a big name. But you can't lose yourself in that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't, because that's a slippery slope. And that's all I'm saying. If Marvin Harrison hit me up or somebody at Ohio State say, yo, we're going to have all these guys up here that play for OSU.
Yeah.
You know, it's an opportunity for you to come up here and network. Then that's how you spin it, right? You don't spin it like, oh, I'm just going to do it for free because you're Marvin Harrison. No, I'm spinning it because I want to build with you. Like, there's no point in me coming shooting you, Marvin, one time.
Yeah, like,
and
I'm
then
not
posting
a fan.
that.
I'm not a fan. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then making it seem like I work with Marvin. That's because that's what creatives do.
Yeah.
They'll post something that they did for somebody one time. And then keep cycling that same stuff, you know, trying to say that they work with this person. If you're truly going to these events, I'll do free if there's a networking opportunity. I'll do free if it's going to benefit me in the long run. I'll do free if it will benefit somebody else, right? I've had friends that's like, oh, I can't do this gig if I don't have 2 shooters. Well, I ain't gonna help you. I ain't gonna make you miss a gig. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. You know, because that's just a passion in it. And so I'm always eager how you guys, as high schoolers and creatives and business minds, right? Like, bro, this is stuff that didn't happen when I was in high school, right? Like, you just went to school. Like, I told my boy, I said, when I go to these football games, I see all these trainers on the sidelines, like, not trainers that work for the school, like Braxton Miller's camp and all these other people. Yeah. On the sideline, the players are almost like looking to them first before they look at their coach. Yeah. And then you see all these creatives, cameras everywhere. And you're like, bro, I never had none of that. Nobody even, when I was in high school, you didn't even think about it. You just thought that be a high schooler. Yeah. The fact that y'all have that and y'all are seeing that, you're going into your junior year. You're not even going into your senior year. You're going into your junior year. You already have a business savvy mind. It's so interesting, dude. Are they teaching you all this stuff?
I'm going into my senior year.
Oh, you're going? Yeah. So you're a junior going into your senior.
Yeah.
So are they teaching y'all? Like, do they teach business ethic classes and stuff like that? Like,
not really.
So where do you get the business savviness from? As so young.
My mom, really. So
shout out mom, dude.
Yeah, shout out mom. When I was little, like, everything, my parents made me pay for half of everything. So if I wanted a new pair of shoes, like, I had to pay for half. But they were like, I'm not going to give you that. So when I was, like, 8 years old, me and my brother made a lemonade stand, and we'd get, like, $150 a weekend. But when you're 8 years old, like, that's bread. And we'd split it between each other, so it would be, like, $75 each. And then during the winter, we would do, like, shovel driveways. And then we'd make, like, around the same. So, like, it was just like that. My mom was just so encouraging, telling me, she was like, oh, yeah, you're an entrepreneur, just speaking, like, that life over me. Yeah. And then, like, when someone tells you something for so long, you just believe it. Yeah. So that kind of helped everything, like, fall into place. Because it was like, oh, yeah, when I was 12, when I was 8, I had that experience of selling my like not self, but like selling my business to people. And now, like, I can do it now, like, pretty easily. Like, I can sell my business a lot easier.
Right.
And then I, like, kind of look at it differently than I see all these other, like, high schoolers do. Because I feel like some high school, like, content creators are scared to sell their work at the price that it should be sold.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's a confidence thing in their work or if it's just, like, a confidence in, like, these are my friends, you know? Yeah.
It could be. I think, and I think every creative goes through that, like, feel where you're like, I was talking to one of my guys, and he, like, comes in, he does interior design work and, demolition and all that stuff. And he told me, he said, bro, he said, the first biggest contract I ever asked for was $60,000. He said, you know how hard it was for me to ask for $60,000?
Yeah.
But once he asked, and once you realize that the only worst thing somebody can tell you is no.
Yeah.
That no becomes a yes.
And it's not even always that in business, because if someone tells you no, that doesn't mean no. That means no to the $60,000. That doesn't mean no to your job. That could be yes to like 50. So
negotiate.
Yeah.
And so, and I think that's something that's crazy, like having on that's sales, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like having, like, knowing, like, you know what? I'm gonna try, they want me to come do a documentary. Well, okay, I've $10,000. Knowing I'll settle at 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got to build in wiggle room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, I think a lot of people, I struggled with that for a long time. And I think it's because I didn't grow up with a group of friends that were creatives and stuff. When I got into this lane, it was like me.
Yeah.
And me only.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I just, this is right out of college, and, I'm trying to deal with life and stuff. And so, I didn't have nobody to kind of like hold my hand and walk me through stuff. I had to go to YouTube University. I had to,
YouTube University.
I had to reach out. Like, I'm the guy that, had to pay some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To learn, to pick their brain, how do you do this? How do you do that? And, it does, I think it's big confidence booster. I don't think it's skill. I think people that ask for a right price based off their skill, I think the reason why they can't ask is because of confidence.
Yeah.
It's like, a lot of people don't like rejection. Nobody likes rejection, right? That's the hardest thing for most people to be able to digest.
There's also like the opposite end of the spectrum, and I watched Cooper Capture's story. He had something on this that I thought was hilarious, but it was like
Shout out,
some of you content creators are just scamming people, like with the prices, and I'm like, that's true too. So it goes both ways,
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. I think, for one, that was wild what happened to him this past week. I feel like, man, can we return some respect and honor back to the craft? You know what I mean? Because so many people are just taking this stuff for graphics and different things like that, and not giving people credit and whatnot. I think that's OD,
that's crazy.
And y'all got to stop doing that. But I definitely think that
blocked them too.
Oh, block me. Yeah. I got on there and chewed him out. You know what I mean? And I was, not friendly, but it was aggressive, you know what I mean? But it was more so like, oh, chill, you know what I mean? Like, why we doing that?
Yeah.
But shout out Coop, man, he does great work. But when you look at it, I think that is the other side of the spectrum. You got a lot of people, and people are willing. One thing you'll realize, and you'll realize it just with sports, right? I've realized it long time ago because I did music videos and a lot of stuff. People that not gonna go nowhere and be anything, they're okay with mediocre.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? They're okay with mediocre because that price is. There's always gonna be somebody that shoots $300 music video.
Yeah.
But the better you get, the bigger that price go up.
Yep.
And people that truly care about the image. This is why Louis Vuitton don't come down on prices. That's why Rolls Royce ain't dropping their price.
Yeah.
There's a market for every budget. What budget are you in? And I feel like, sometimes as you grow up, right, you get better and better and your price continues to increase and increase. I feel like sometimes it's, it's one of those things of one is your skill increasing.
Yep.
Because if your skill ain't increasing, then it's complete robbery,
Yeah.
right? If you're not a student in the game. And then two, how do you keep it consistent?
Mm-hmm.
Because in this business that we're in, this is a fluctuating business.
Yeah.
You can be hot one moment, not the next, right? You could be doing this, not doing anything for 6 months, right?
Yeah,
and so, keeping yourself like on the roller coaster and enjoying the ride. As a junior about to be senior, how have you taken the wheel and controlled it? You know what I mean? Because it seems like you're very consistent with your work. It seems like you partner with good people and you know good people, but even that doesn't keep that person behind the desk in those late nights when you got to edit. Marshall can't come do it for you, right? You got to have that drive to do it yourself. What makes you have that, and how have you managed it through high school?
So what kind of helped me was I have to pay for things. So my mom was like, go work at Wendy's, and I was like, I'm gonna go pick up a camera instead. So I mean that happens, but then I just fell in love with it. It's just like love, like when you are getting home from a shoot and you don't feel like it, and you're like, all right, and then you plug your SD card, and then you see that picture, and you're like, oh,
right, and it give you
I
life.
I cooked. so then you go, and then you start editing it, and you're like, yeah. And it's like Instagram, you only see 10 pictures, like max. You only see the 10
I hate
pictures.
that too. IG, we gotta fix that.
So it's like I don't know. What people don't see is the 403 I took that are like I post my 10 best ones, but those 393 are not that far off of it. So
yeah, I mean, I think a lot. Don't be in burst mode. You might come home with 4,000 after a full game.
I did that my first ever game. Came home with like 2K.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time when I go out, I do all burst shot.
Yeah.
Always coming home with about 25 to 4,000 photos.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But I know which ones.
Yeah.
I want. You know what I mean? Before I even put the SD card in. When you well, first let me ask you: are you having fun still doing it?
Still, yeah. There's a period where I was shooting. I had like 10 shoots in 14 days, and that was overwhelming. I was waiting for it to be over, and it got over, and we're fine. Like we're good with it now. It was fun. It's a learning experience. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, man. I think just to see. I'm eager to see more what your growth does for you, because I feel like you got a solid foundation.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like this is the end for Kai.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
I feel like Kai is just breaking into a barrier, right? That like just busting the doors wide open to what you want to do. What does that look like? What does the future really hold for Kai for you?
So, this football season, I just signed a contract with Pickerington North football.
Hey.
So that'll be fire. And I've just been a student of the game. I've been studying. I followed like half of the college football teams on Instagram. Just been like studying, putting them in a folder, looking over them. I've already started writing my script for the Central game, so you better bring some heat, because I'm coming. Yeah.
You know what? I'm not mad at it, man. Hey, I want to see all of it, bro. Like, I love that. I love that.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun for sure.
So you got Pick North. You did Walnut Ridge basketball.
Yep.
How was that, man? Like, how was that switching from two aspects? You switch from football to basketball, and then you switch from suburb to city.
Yeah. What's crazy is the football to basketball wasn't that crazy because I grew up playing basketball. So, like, I kind of knew what shots would look good, where I should, like, be. The city part wasn't even that crazy either, because in 3rd grade, I played with Gene Pageant in Quality Sports.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was the only white kid on my basketball team until freshman year. and we practiced in the most ghetto place ever. From 2020 to 2021, we were at a playground, so we didn't even have an indoor facility, which was it was fun.
Let me find out Kai was out there at Milo Grogan.
Yeah.
Rec Center getting it in.
Nah. Franklin, what's that called? John Franklin or Moore? I don't know.
Maybe more?
Maybe.
Maybe more Park?
Probably.
Is it down off of like Martin Luther King?
Maybe. I don't know, but it was over there. Yeah, so that was what's crazy is when I was working with Ridge, Jaleel, I grew up playing basketball with him, who's Gene's son, and then I came over and Jaleel and Gene were both. He was a coach for Ridge and Jaleel was playing, so I was like, oh, I already got these connections, I already got these guys,
Right.
and then like Coach Chuck he just had open arms the whole season. He let me do whatever I want, gave me any type of freedom. We started their Instagram account, and in 3 months, I think they're at like 600 followers right now.
Dope.
So it was like from 0 to 600 in 3 months is kind of
that's OD.
yeah.
For real.
So it's pretty fire.
That's good marketing, good branding.
Mm-hmm.
Do you always feel like you probably shoot for them basketball ones, or you
Yeah.
think you gonna come?
We'll see. Okay. I don't know. We'll see how this football season goes. I'm really like, I get really
because you really got a good program right now. You know what I mean? Like, and to be, that big contract, and I mean that's just for football.
Oh, the one difference is there was only one game this year that I didn't get my entire camera bag searched through because I had to walk through the metal detector with nothing on because it's the city league for Walnut Ridge.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So
this year I didn't shoot no city league. I strictly follow Bird.
So I had to take my camera bag off, put it in this like tote, walk through a metal detector, and then they searched my entire camera bag every single game. So I had to get there like 30 minutes early.
That's
30 minutes earlier than I was planning on
I never knew that
there.
they did that in city league.
Yeah.
So is that like common at city league games?
Yeah. Every city league I went to, Afrocentric, we did it. South, Marion Franklin.
Sure, nobody coming up in there. Yeah.
Nope.
Roseburg need to do that too, because Roseburg ain't too far from city.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was a couple times that it was a couple fights that broke out. That Pick Central Roseburg game.
It was a Pick Central Ridge too. They were like at Afrocentric, that little.
Okay. I didn't see. I didn't go to that game. I'm talking about Pick Central when they played Berg. There was a fight. And then no. Pick Central played. It was either Berg or North. It was at Central though. And then when Berg played their first game, Richmond Heights, there was a fight that broke out. I'm sure. I mean, you can't stop fights
because the Ridge Central game was in the stands.
Yeah, it was.
So
they went into the stands to go fight this dude.
That's kind of crazy.
And it was Central.
Yeah. Oh.
People.
Yeah, those are your guys. You better get them under
control. What's going on?
Yeah.
I ain't, listen, I'm with the creators. I mean, y'all bet that made me switch up.
Yeah.
Man, when you think about like what's next, like obviously you're going in the senior year. You just won state video production.
Yep.
That's fire. Obviously you're probably gonna compete again next year.
Yep. Nationals is on. We leave on Thursday. It's in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Okay. And what explain like what will you have to do at Nationals?
So at Nationals we'll present our already made video, and then if we get in the top 8 or 10, then we make an entirely new video in like 3 hours, and then we send them in, and then they judge those videos, those 8 videos sent out in the 3 hours, and that's who wins Nationals. It's the best video.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know who you should plug in with, and I wish I would have probably told you this before now, but they'll do another one. So, have you ever heard of Together Creative? Creative Together Creative. I think it's Together Creative. It's Lucas Osborne, Low Productions.
Yeah.
And like 5 or 6 other creatives that are on the team. Well, they're doing a spec ad show.
Oh, snap.
Next Saturday.
I might have to.
And
I'll be in Chicago. Yeah.
But they only had a limited slots, 30 creatives. But I think it's so dope because all these creatives are getting together. Like
Mm-hmm.
me and my team, you know, I'm in it with a couple other people, and you know, we got to come up with a spec ad. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like off the whim. You got to record that day. Then they give you like they got some rooms at OSU,
Mm-hmm.
like in the computer rooms and stuff for us to edit. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. So I feel like that's the type of stuff I can see you and Marshall being a part of.
Yeah.
And remind me after this, I'm gonna send you an invite to the Discord channel,
Okay.
bro. Hundreds
Uh-huh.
of creatives in this Discord channel. Everybody's talking about the stuff we love to talk about, right? I mean, and it's a great networking tool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll definitely invite you to that because I think that would be something pivotal, especially with your brother being in the position he's gonna be in,
Yeah.
and then I'm sure he's gonna get to know Lucas, and then you know you got other people like Frank, you know,
Yeah.
that shoots for Ohio State,
And
you know
the
what I mean?
Browns.
and the Browns.
Frank
you know what
is
I mean?
tough.
Yeah,
Frank
he's
is
tough. He still ain't responded to my DM yet.
Oh.
I reached out to him.
Dang, Frank. Lock in.
Yeah, bro. All y'all guys, man. Frank, there's a couple other people, bro. Like I reached out to. I ain't mad at y'all though. Y'all be busy, man.
Yeah.
But I mean, these guys do great work, right? And
Mhm.
I mean, just to be able to rub shoulders with them,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, and just
Yeah.
pick their brain, you know. And you know, one thing I learned, you know, as being an older, I don't want to say older creative, but
Mhm.
older than most of the guys that I hang around,
Yeah.
is that, you know, that's one thing y'all do very well, is network.
Mm-hmm.
Like networking is almost like it's like a built-in niche that
Mhm.
high schoolers have because you guys grew up in the social media world, this technology-driven world, and this world where content is king, right?
Mhm.
Like you guys are in it, you
Yeah.
understand it,
Yeah.
and I think that you know you guys are just natural relationship builders, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't even know where I met you at, Kai. I think it was Pick North game.
Maybe.
I think it was
Football or
football.
Yeah.
I think Central was at North,
Mm-hmm.
and I met you because I was up there with Marshall,
Yeah, yeah.
and I just remember seeing you, and y'all was talking about. And then somebody was talking about somebody posting something at halftime. Remember that whole conversation?
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, "What y'all mean posting?" And you
Yeah.
like, "Bro, we post like we be posting clips at
Yeah,
halftime, like at a highlight." I'm like, "How, Sway? Like,
Yeah.
like,
No, yeah, it's
like, what are
crazy.
y'all
No,
doing?"
yeah, Caden figured out how to do it. He brought his computer and then like and his SD card and stuff and literally at halftime just started posting. So like you know the Preston Bowman 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
He posted that at halftime.
I know.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's like he
See,
literally got
my
onto
mind
his
don't
computer
even wrap
and then
around to think about
he had
how you
10
do that.
minutes and he locked in. He was like, "All right then."
So do you have like so I mean, is the secret behind that having a strategy like built-in LUTs already,
Mhm.
like LUTs that you already gonna use, like
Um,
your timeline's already formatted for reels. You
Mhm.
just throwing the clips in,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Like nothing
so
special, just like we just
Yeah.
trying to get the clips out there.
that's exactly what he did.
Okay.
I don't think he didn't color grade them. I'm pretty sure he just threw them in. Then like that was it, and wrote a little caption. So, I mean that's tough.
That is tough.
Yeah.
I think another person that does very well at that is basketball.
Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah. Hunter's
I met him at the
dude.
Pick North
He's
game.
so fast. I
don't know how he's so
I walked
fast.
out of the Gahanna game, Gahanna North. You know that
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
OCC. I walked out of it. He already posted it. I was like, all right, yeah, he got it done.
Yeah. I mean, you know, this is one thing I realized. Speed in editing,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's just, for one, it keeps your people engaged.
Yep.
One thing that I tell people all the time, when it came down to Berg videos,
Mm-hmm.
I was dropping them, like, next day,
Yeah.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the key things that made people really like my work.
Yeah.
You know, outside of the video, you know, like
Mhm.
they like the video or they don't like the video, but I think people were just like, bro literally goes home,
Mm-hmm.
he edits,
Yep.
and he has you a clean video out by tomorrow. And the reason I did that is because basketball is such a quick turnaround, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
You got-
I mean, you don't. It's not like football where you wait a whole week till
Yeah.
Friday. Like in football, you got a week. Like as long as you get your content out by like Tuesday, Wednesday,
Yeah.
you really solid still.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got to get it out next day. Basketball is like, bro, they got a game on Thursday. This is
Mhm.
Tuesday. If I want anybody to care about this game
Mhm.
before they move on past it,
Yeah.
then I need to put this out quick. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy to see how you guys just, all of y'all, man. It's just like, I be mind blown, bro. Like, and like I said, yeah, it was your brother. Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't think at the time I knew that was your brother.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember my mind being like, I was really trying to wrap my head. You can ask Marshall. Man, every time I see one of y'all do something, I call him. I blow his phone up like, oh, he put out a thing at halftime. How,
Yeah.
Sway? Make it make sense. I'm not understanding, because but you gotta have the right tools. See, me, I keep everything on hard drives.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be almost like I don't even have Adobe Premiere or a DaVinci on my computer.
Ah.
It takes up too much space.
Yeah.
So I put it on an external hard drive, open it up from there. And so I couldn't do that because I would have to bring a hard drive. I had to bring something to connect all this stuff to. Yeah. And that's just inefficient, you know what I mean, for a football game. That half time is only 10, 12 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that's really crazy how effective you are. What's going to be your favorite project, and do you have any just projects outside of just the teams that you're doing that you would like to talk about?
Favorite project, I haven't been working on anything. I think a short film could be really cool, like a commercial, like a spec ad. I think that could be sick. But really, it's just like sports is like my main. I help this guy. I edit weddings for this guy every month, which is like pretty cool. But I want to say I'm passionate about it. Yeah. It's just something to get some bread. But yeah, just really sports. Like I love working with players one-on-one more than anything. That's my favorite thing. Yeah.
I think that's super dope. To where you do have that relationship to be able to work with, especially if they're good too. You know? That always makes it like a lot easier. I was telling the guys up there at Pick Central, I was like, listen, man, y'all gotta be fools. Yeah. Like I've offered y'all services multiple times. And they all say they want them, but like they never, like, it's one thing to say like, oh yeah, I want to pull up, versus like, this is where we at, pull up, this time, right? Like the details, the specifics, and I would never get that, until like as of late when I just started being more stern, like, hey, listen, dog, like I'm not gonna ask again.
I think that's also a difference between the suburbs and like city, because like all my rich guys were like very like already like very like this
because
is where
they don't
be
get that
way.
content. They're not afforded that, and especially if you like as a creative, like they don't get all this, like you know what I mean, like we kind of spoiled Pickerington, they just feel like it's an automatic. There's like Kai coming, like
it's like,
like versus, and then there's just a better appreciation for the work.
Yeah, there definitely is.
And for shout out Justin Turner.
And
Dreadhead Films. He's graduating from Fisher College of Business. You talked last time we talked. I seen you at the lacrosse game, and you talked about how they played a pivotal part in not only shaping Pick North's branding, but also like just in kind of like being mentors and stuff like that, as far as your video work. Yeah. Talk about how they've made an impact on you.
Yeah. So Justin went through the same program I did, but he started recording like when he was little. Like when he was little, like I don't know, like probably like 7, 8. Yeah. And then he got to North. Yeah, I think he started shooting North football when he was in 8th grade. And then he got to his freshman year and he signed his the first ever videographer contract with North was in like 2016, 2015 maybe. And then he just started working, and then since then I think there's been a video guy every single year except 2021. So it's been pretty cool.
So they basically kind of like set the precedence for what this
for sure
what this looks like from a high school level. At the time when they was doing it, was that known?
No, not
for
at all.
High
not
schools to have.
And the work he was producing at like in 2018, 2016, he was making stuff that I like that would still now be relevant.
Tough.
That I was like, dang, like, and now he's making commercials with Devontae Adams. So Lil Baby.
Taco Bell commercials, but they've done Sesame Street.
That Axe commercial with Lil Baby. They shot like 2 different shoe commercials And when he was still in high school, he shot a Beats ad for like Beats by Dre, like the headphones. I was like, that's crazy.
So I mean, when you like hear those stories, it just makes the promise so much sweeter.
Yeah.
Especially because we live in this time and
Yeah.
age where that's very much relevant and it's very much achievable too, as well as an independent creative to get subcontracted or to be brought on to projects and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you think about where you want to go after high school, what does that look like for Kai? And what are, I guess, your ambitions? What's your 7 to 10 year goal?
So I don't really know what route I want to take as a filmer, as a videographer, but like professionals, like if I could be, like the ads every time, like not the ads, but like the promo video they play like every time the Browns score a touchdown on those like huge screens, like making stuff like that would be so cool. I think that would be like the dream.
Talking about like the stuff that like go on those billboards, not billboards, but like those moving boards. Like we got a couple of them downtown, but like you see them a lot in Vegas and stuff like that.
So like when Nick Chubb scores a touchdown, like the screens around the stadium will go like black and like Gotham, because like his thing is that he's like Batman, and then like bats will fly out the screen, and then it'll just be like Nick Chubb and stuff like that. I just like, that's so cool.
So are you into like green screen and stuff like that? Like, 'cause
well,
that's a lot
it's
of
not
green
really
screen
like
work, right?
yeah,
like 3D
but
animation and stuff.
I
Like
think just like the editing aspect behind that is so cool,
Mm.
more than like the shooting is like cool too. But as soon, like, I just want to work at like the highest level in sports. I feel like as a videographer, like, just I don't really care exactly where I am, but as long as I can look back and be like, dang, I used to suck. Like right now, if I tell myself even like 6 months from now that I sucked, right now I think I did my job.
I think that's crazy because it's when I did weddings, like I look back at old weddings that I've done, right? Like, and that was like really my niche for like a long time. Before sports, before anything else, it's like I love shooting weddings. I love capturing that behind the scenes aspect of just somebody's wedding day. It's always a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Like
that has to be so scary. I shot one wedding, I was so nervous.
I've done like I think done over 250 weddings.
Yeah, that's nuts. But that's like second nature to you now. Like,
yeah, but
I had
so
three
it got
cameras
daunting.
running. Yeah,
it really got daunting doing like the slow mos and stuff like that. Like, and then you start understanding. But I think that also comes with knowledge and wisdom, right? Like, the older you get, the smarter you get. When you're a student of the game, you start just understanding certain things. Just like even like when I ask your opinion about my basketball videos, like, yeah, bro, I think they're dope. I think there's certain places where I wouldn't do that certain effect that you did, you know what I mean? But like, that's neither here nor there, you know what I mean? Like, it's not my video, you know what I mean? It's the same thing as just that self-growth. Like, for one, being open to feedback from anyone.
Yeah.
I'm 34 years old. Kai, what, 16, 17?
Yeah, 17.
17 years old. And still giving out sound advice, right? Most people that have that gap be like, bro, you don't know nothing. I've been shooting for 12 years.
Nah,
blah, blah. But like, no. And then having also the wit to say, you know what? I got to learn how to stop doing this so much and do this, right? And like submitting yourself, who do you submit to when it comes down to video creations and feedback?
I would say almost everybody. Like, I don't really care. I'm not like the type of guy to look at like followers, because I realized like you can buy followers, and then I also realized like it doesn't matter, because like you can have 14,000 followers and still suck
and be broke.
Yeah.
And not making no money.
So it's like,
one thing I realized too, like a lot of people that do have those followers and stuff, like you get to thinking like I know people that, be like, oh, well, so I got 18, 20, 24, 30,000 followers, right? And I'd be like, oh, okay. Is your business an LLC?
Yeah.
No. You making profit off of what you're doing? And what it shows and exposes is that you're here for the likes.
Yeah.
You're here for the comments. You're here for social media clout, which puts no money in your pocket at all, right?
Yeah. But yeah, like I'd say I submit myself like I don't know. I don't like the word submit. I'll take advice, like feedback.
But when I say submit, I mean like submit. Like I feel like, and that's something that probably had to grow on you, right? Like you got to really sit and really think about that. But like submitting, if you ask your parents right now, submission, you submit to God,
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah.
You submit it to like your wife, like
Mhm.
your mom is submitted to her husband, as he's submitted to God.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like submission ain't a bad thing, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
as
yeah,
people
yeah.
grow, you start to accept that. And like when I say I'm submitted to. I got a couple people that like I submit my work to. I send it to them, and I care genuinely about how they feel.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know
Okay.
they're not gonna give me
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wrong advice. I know they're gonna give me sound advice, right?
Okay. Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I get what you mean now.
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's certain people you ask for feedback. Like I don't have the relationship with you that I have with some of my other guys, right? So I might still be interested in your feedback. Hey, bro, what you think about that?
Yeah. So.
But my guy Kim over here, if he tell me like, bro, that's fire, that over trumps every feedback that I got, right? Because that's somebody I submit my work to.
Yeah, yeah.
I respect him enough to say that his advice is gold.
Yeah, yeah. So, Justin Turner is definitely one of them.
Okay.
Enrique Cabotage, you know who that is?
I don't.
He does men's and women's Ohio State basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like my mentor in the multimedia. He's like my program.
Okay.
So I send I'll start sending all my work to him starting now, actually. So him, Caden for sure, Marshall for sure, and then like there's some people that I'm like, yeah, but those four, I definitely like. They know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have people like that in your life, bro.
Mhm.
Just like keeping it all the way 100. It's good to have people that like they opinion matters.
Yeah.
You know, my wife is somebody that like.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, my wife's opinion matters. Why? Because of the fact that she'll see something. And a lot of times, the people that I feel like opinions that I submit to the most are people that's not even in my lane.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My wife don't do no video stuff.
Mhm.
She don't know nothing about none of this stuff down. If she come down here,
Yeah.
I don't know what you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when she sees something, she's been around video long enough to know that's not it.
Yeah.
I heard it. Sounds not there.
Yeah.
You know, like she
Yeah.
just has an ear for it, right? My boy Kim, he don't do sports, but when I send him stuff, he be like, "Yeah, bro, like I think that's dope." Or say if he said, "Hey, bro, don't put that effect right there."
Yeah.
That effect, I feel like it took away from the shot, right? Then I would listen to that. You know what I mean? And just having good people like that, you know, in your corner, I feel like that's the key to growth.
Yeah,
know?
for sure. I
It's
think without that, you're just banging your head against the wall.
literally,
Yeah.
and needing a lot of ibuprofen.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're gonna continue to keep banging your head. It's like running into that brick wall, bro. How do we continue to grow? How do we continue to get better? You know what I mean? And I think, bro, you set up a good foundation, a good community around you. You know, I support you. You know, I told you when we first got here, I feel like I've told most people as I continue to get to know them, like, well, look, use me as a resource.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not everything. I'm just a dude that's very passionate.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's the reason why earlier I told you, bro, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to follow teams anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Because you start to really, like, understand your lane, you know? You understand what you like to do the most. And then also, I'm just big on not, like, stepping on toes.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is, when I came into this, I didn't know that all these schools had film creators and stuff at the school. I didn't know that was a thing now, right? So I'm thinking like I'm this videographer. I'm gonna come shoot my school, you know. And so, you know, as I went through that process and stuff, I felt like, bro, some people just like, you know, I ain't never felt like nobody said like I hate you.
Yeah.
But you can get the feel
There's
from
like
some people that they like, why are you here? You know what I mean? Like, you know, why are you here? You know. And it could be because of my expertise. It could be because, you know, bro, you've been in the game for so long.
Yeah.
You know, anything you make may be better than anything that we do. But I don't necessarily see that as true because everybody has their own style. Yeah. And I know a lot of people that may not even rock my style, right? Like, and that's okay. I'm not here to be what you want me to be. Yeah, I'm here to be what I want to be. Yeah. And to give you that, right? And the same thing with you. And so, you know, just realizing, like, you know, bro, y'all are some gifted people. You know what I mean? Like, these high schools are really producing.
I also think, like, a lot of the time is not even, like, it's more like an insecurity type of thing. Because, like, they're scared, like, oh, like, he's here. Like, now my work isn't going to get as much clout. Like, now I'm not going to get my bag. So
you know, and I picked up on that too. Yeah. You know, I picked up on, like, that's what made me really start seeing, like, dang, like, I think a lot of these kids, you know, and I say kids because, like, you know, to me, I feel like, you know, y'all kids, you know. Yeah. But a lot of these kids, you know, they really focused on the wrong things and do great work. Could be making a bag here. Yeah. Right? You know, and then when people come and I tell them, like, you know, Marshall, when he came first time he ever came over here, sat down over there, we was talking, and he was like, dude, I thought you was just like some regular, you know, just Joe, you know, with one camera, you know, and then he come down here, I'm like, I've been in the game for a long time, bro. Like, for a minute. I don't never want to come in and step on your toes, though. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe in that. Yeah. So what can I help you with? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because this is your school.
I wouldn't say, like, I don't know. I kind of like stepping on toes, not in that way, but, like, in, like, a competitive way.
In a competitive way, yeah, for sure.
Where it's like, oh, like he's here, I got to make, like, mine, like, way better, you know?
Bro, that's, like, the mindset to have, though. Yeah. It's like, bro, if I show up at Ohio State, my competition ain't you, ain't this person. It's who's the top dog here. Yeah. Frank. I'm trying to mimic as much of I'm not trying to get my work and make it look like his, but I do want the standard, right? Because there's a standard of quality that just says you do this, right? Like I want that standard to be a Frank, right? Like I want people to say, oh, bro, that's C. Frank standard. You know what I mean? It's not his work, but that's the standard, right? You know, and I feel like when people, you know, if they see somebody better or whatever, you know, like you said, the clout, you know, the whole, you know, in IG stuff, you know, and I feel like, you know, I've tried to, the best way to lead people is by example. I tell people all the time. That's why when I'm staying up late at night, I document it. Why? Because a lot of people don't understand. Like, are you really trying to do this? Or are you really built for this for real? Yeah. Because I have a lot of sleepless nights right now, but I've been going at it all day. I shot 2 times today, edited, did a graphic. Yeah. While dealing with kids and all that. Yeah. And still gonna be up tonight editing. You know what I mean? Are you really built for that life? And I think a lot of people really aren't. And then, like you said, it taps into that insecurity. You know what I mean? That insecurity of, you know, is this for me? Right. My encouragement to everybody is stop pocket watching. Yeah. Pocket watching ain't just money. It's, such and such got the FX3, you got this, you got that. Yeah. Bro, like, I know people that's cell phones doing crazy work. Yeah. Like, just stay in your lane, focus on how can you better you and moving forward. Look at guys like Cai, you know what I mean, that are started, I feel like, young. You know what I mean? Because I didn't start shooting until I was out of college, right? So, like, way far more advanced at such a younger age that you can actually control what your destiny looks like. I started shooting after I was married, after I had kids. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you start adding something to something that's already your world. Right now, your world is film. Your world is photo. Take full advantage of it. You know what I mean? And I think people should look up to you. You know, I think people should seek out advice from you. Why? Because you have a sound mind and you led by God. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I feel like, bro, you doing some amazing things. I'm eager to really see what you're doing this year. And you know, he said he got the Pick North video already cooking up in his head.
It's gonna be fun.
Listen, I'm gonna let Cai drop his first because I want to see. So that way, if I gotta go make some edits.
Yeah, you got to.
You know,
you
sometimes
probably have to.
because some people they will see somebody drop something 1st and they'll be like, oh, he beat me to the punch. No, reverse the mindset. I didn't put mine out there
revisions. Yet. That's what Lil Wayne was on a song with Eminem and then heard Eminem's verse and rewrote his entire verse. So
let people level you up. You know what I mean? And that's another thing I learned. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple basketball videos that I dropped. I was like, and then I see somebody else drop a basketball video. I'm like, dang, that video tough.
Yeah.
I gained inspiration from their video, but my work is already out.
Yeah.
And so you do have to take your time with it too, as well. You know, and really just set the pace, man. It's a race, but the marathon continues, just like Nick said. You know, it's a marathon.
Like 270, like they need to put their videos out like immediately. But like guys like us, like if you're not making it so much for like how many points did so and so score, it's more like for like the hype and the build and the creative and entertainment accent. Like put people in seats, like entertainment, like a TV show more than like a highlight film. Yeah.
You know what's so crazy? That was like my goal. You know, my goal was when I got asked to do videos for Bird basketball, I was like, how can I make these videos the most elaborate thing ever? Right? And that's why sometimes there was just every transition had like some type of effect or something like that, because my thing was I like to make show-stopping videos.
Yeah.
You know, and I got a lot of feedback. I mean, it got to the point to where I'll show up to a Bird game and the crowd go crazy. You know what I mean? Because they care about clout, they care about being on there, but they also know bro be doing some crazy work. You know what I mean? Because to the average viewer, they don't know no better. They don't think it's too many effects. I mean, people telling me like, bro, I think you're hands down one of the best videographers in the city, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but when you talk to other creatives, that's when you grow, right? Like, you can either fill yourself up with that positive affirmations from everybody else that don't know nothing about film, right? They just enjoying the work.
Yeah.
Or you could still take that in, but then on the side be like, hey, Kai, you like this?
Yeah.
Hey, Marshall, you like this?
Yeah.
Should I change it? You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what builds that community and trust, and then longevity. You know what I mean? That longevity of, if Kai goes to, you may need an assistant one day. Yeah. You may need somebody to be like, hey, bro, I need graphic design. Yeah. Because as you get older, you start cutting things out. Like, nah, I need to focus on my niche. What's my niche? My niche is video. So I need to get out of that graphic design lane. I need to get out of this lane. You know, me, I do all those things because that's just the type of person I am. I have that ADHD to where I just bounce around and I'm just doing, like, I'm doing this, doing that. But I feel like the successful people in life get to a point to where they focus on their niche. Yeah. But if I nip this relationship with Kai, that's a relationship gone. There's stuff that he's doing now that he may need help with in the future, right? And now it's just this back and forth reciprocation of just love and support. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I'm excited to see what the future has for you, just as much as I'm excited to see what the future has for Marshall. Yeah, it's Macy or anybody that I've witnessed, Hunter, like all these guys. Like, I want to see you guys. Like, I can't wait till I'm like looking. I'm like, Kai done became Frank. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
this
that's
season.
Like
this season.
That's what I want. You know, that's what I want to see. Yeah. Because then it's like, I really got to see you grow. You know what I mean? Like, I really seen, bro, like, in high school, he was getting it out the mud. Yeah. And this is what it got him. You know what I mean? And those are the stories that change people's lives. Yeah. Like, bro, he did not know nothing about cameras from Adam and Eve, bro. He literally dropped sports, picked up a camera, and look where he at. You know what I mean? So what's for you is going to be for you. You know what I mean? And, you know, I just want to let you know, personally, I wish you all the best. You know what I mean? All the best of luck. Yeah, thank you. Drop your at, man. Drop where they can find you.
At Flicks by CW.
Flicks by CW.
FLICKSBYCW.
Yes, sir.
On Instagram, of course.
Yep. Make sure y'all go follow my guy Kai. It's Flicks by CW. cannot mess it up. As soon as you turn on, as soon as you probably type in Flicks, he gonna probably be at the top of your page.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all go support him. Run it up for me, man. You know, and you know, is it safe to say if people have questions, can they reach out to you?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
I'm answer all my DMs always.
Reach out to him, man. I think a lot of people can learn a lot from the youth, and you know that's the whole reason why I have guys like Kai, guys like Marshall, come onto the show. I had Aiden Ross. Sorry, Aiden. I was saying Aiden like all the way up until he corrected me. I just said it again. But I had Aiden Ross on. You know, there's a lot of just wealth with you guys. You know what I mean? And I'm watching all y'all stories, man. You know, I'm eager to see how everything plays out. I'm eager to see how this big contract goes with North. With you, you know what I mean? I'm eager to see what these videos is because they paying you. I already know you about to pull out the top notch.
I got to, yeah.
This ain't no well, he did it for free, so we can't trip. No, this is we got you the bag. You know what I mean? We need that. We need that work. You know what I mean? And so I'm eager to see how you level up from this year. From this past year to this next year, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I said, man, make sure y'all go follow my guy, man. Make sure you run it up. Like I always, man, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe on the episode, man. Make sure you subscribe today, man. It's the Directors Den podcast on all platforms. It's Iameddiejackson on IG, KFCIMAGES.com on the web, man. Make sure you go follow us, check us out, man. We're doing some pretty cool things. Trying to definitely get up with more creators. And if you want to come on the show, man, this is an open house, man. Like I said, we building community, man. Building community so that we can have that longevity with each other, man. Kai, it's been a pleasure having you on, man.
Thank you. It was fun.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Hey, once again, this is episode 16 with the Directors Den. We out. Peace. It started to loosen up after a while, for sure. I'm gonna have you do a drop real fast.